We have arrived at the popular Korea International Circuit in Yeongnam, South Korea for the running of the Korean Grand Prix. The second season in a row, GP4 visits here after the cancellation of Singapore. Coming into this week, one team has made the headlines this week. That team in question we are referring to is McLaren, as after so much speculation, they have announced that two-time world champion Joseph Willows will remain with the team for another season. Joseph has had a shaky 2020 season with a lot of bad luck that hasn't been his fault. He currently lies 12th in the Drivers' Championship, 1 point behind Andrea Verderi, and his team McLaren lie 5th in the Constructors, 29 points ahead of Ferrari. In the last two races, Joseph has shown signs that he hasn't lost it, with him leading both the Belgian and Italian Grand Prix and looking to finish in a good position, before a mechanical failure in Belgium cost him a possible podium and dramatic tyre wear on his McLaren costing him a shot at the win in Monza. Joseph will be relieved to still be with McLaren in 2021, and he hopes the team will make a big leap forward in 2021 in the hopes that he can compete for victories and the World Championship. This does mean for Hoang Min Nguyen and Hento Sinonome that they have missed out on a possible drive at McLaren. However, in the case of Min, it might not be the end of his chance to make it into the top class, as he is one of many contenders competing to be Andrea Verderi's teammate at Alfa Romeo next season. However, as mentioned, there is a long list of contenders, with many of them, including the team's current driver Gabriel Gomez, who could still get retained by Alfa Romeo should he pick up his performances, current GP2 Championship leader Aaron Curtis should he miss out on Aston Martin, fellow GP2 Championship contenders Ruslan Protsiuk, Rahul Patel should he miss out on Lamborghini, and Jesus Perinen should he miss out on Renault, German driver David Coulthard should he not get retained by AlphaTauri, and current DTM Championship leader and former top class driver Romain Grosjean should he miss out on Renault. It will be fascinating to see who ends up being Andrea's teammate at Alfa Romeo for 2021. The final bit of news today concerns the brand new round 16 for both the 2020 and 2021 seasons, which has been speculated for a while now. Well, as we announced last week, we now know the identity of the brand new round 16, and we are about to reveal it to you right now. After so much speculation, it has been announced that round 16 of the 2020 and 2021 GP4 Offline Championships will take place at the popular Sepang International Circuit in Kuala Lumpur. Yes, the Malaysian Grand Prix is returning to the GP4OC calendar for the first time since 2017. A lot of people will be happy about this news, but at the same time surprised, given that the last time GP4OC went to Sepang, it ended up being a chaotic race, even to the point where Yuri was practically doing his best not to pull his hair out. However, as a result of the recent weight patch that got released for GP4, it has resolved a lot of track problems GP4OC has had with certain tracks in the past. The Hungaroring served as a proven example of this, albeit with the Turn 1 shenanigans which nearly ruined that. After a recent test with the weight patch around Sepang, Yuri was satisfied with the results of that test and concluded that Sepang was once again viable for GP4OC to use again. It should also be pointed out for anyone wondering that the initial plan was to have two different tracks as round 16 for both seasons. 2020's round 16 would take place at Sepang as we have announced, however 2021's round 16 was originally scheduled to take place in Buenos Aires, which would have hosted the first ever Argentine Grand Prix for GP4OC and would have given current champion Franco Lopez a home race. However, due to issues with the Buenos Aires circuit when Yuri tested it, the plan was scrapped, and despite other circuits being considered, it was decided in the end that Sepang would be on the calendar for both this season and next season at the very least. It's going to be very exciting for GP4OC to return to Malaysia, and I personally cannot wait. And that is it for this week's edition of the GP4OC News. The next team news will break at the returning Malaysian Grand Prix next week, who will be announced due to practice next Tuesday at Sepang.